Hello guys! So may panibago na namang budget phone ang Samsung. Hey guys, it's your Tagal Mary and welcome back to my channel. Uupo muna ako guys at napapagod ako. Lagi ako nakatayo. Yes guys, kung kayo ay nakafollow sa akin sa social media accounts, lagi akong nakatayo sa lahat ng videos ko at ito ay umaabot minsan ng 1 oras at kapag natagalan ako 1 oras at kalahati. Kamusta naman, diba? So ayun, ngayon uupo tayo dahil nakakapagod naman talaga. Samsung Galaxy A10, Samsung Galaxy A10s, and this time, ito yung bago na lang budget device, the Samsung Galaxy A12. Hindi siya entry-level smartphone but it's definitely Samsung's new budget device. So parang Samsung month talaga ngayon, guys. Obviously, what I have guys, ito yung color blue and it is also available in other colors. Meron din siyang white. I think yun yung ni-review ni Liz Tech. Hello, kay Liz Tech. Available din siya in black and I think meron din red. I purchased this guys sa Lazada and I got it for 9,990 pesos kasi ang variant po na binili ko, ito ay yung pinaka-max nila which is the 6GB of RAM with 128GB of internal storage. Opening the box, meron pa siyang smaller box and inside, feeling ko guys wala tong jelly case. Oh, tama tayo. Quick start guide and meron din tayong warranty card. Tapos, ito na yung phone natin mismo, the Samsung Galaxy A12. Fast charging power brick, a USB Type-C to USB Type-A charging cable, earphones, at yung kanyang napakanipes na panundot, the SIM ejector tool. Ayan. O, diba? Mukha na akong beauty guru. Ang corny. So, ayan guys, yun ang mga laman ng box ng Samsung Galaxy A12. Kompleto naman siya except ang libreng jelly case. So, yeah, that's it for today's video guys. Sana nagustuhan niyo yung ating very quick unboxing. Okay na ba yun? Uulitin ko, kaya siya 9,990 pesos kasi itong nabili ko, ito yung 6GB of RAM na merong 128GB of internal storage. Kung gusto nyo medyo mas affordable, meron naman siyang 4GB RAM variant that retails for 7,990 pesos sa Lazada. So, Samsung Galaxy A12. Alam nyo, nagbago ngayon ang Samsung. For the past 2 years na meron tayong A-series, kung mapapansin nyo, it looks like glass pero plastic. Kumbaga tinatawag nila itong glasstic and meron siyang glossy back finish na merong rainbow effect sa likod niya. This time, binago na ito ng Samsung. Yung design niya, hindi na siya mukhang A-series. Kumbaga parang, alam kasi natin guys, madidistinguish natin kapag A-series eh. Pero ngayon, since binago na nga nila yung design, mas makikita mo at mas manonotice mo kung ano yung mas bago na smartphone. This time guys, hindi na siya glossy back finish at tuwang-tuwa ako doon. It's textured. Meron siyang mga parang maliliit na dot dito sa likod, sa bandang ibabaw. Making it more easier to hold kasi nga since may texture siya, maganda yung grip sa kanya. Pero hindi buong textured guys kasi sa ilalim, it's smooth, wala siyang texture, but hindi siya glossy back finish. Medyo may pagka-matte pa rin para ipakita doon yung branding ng Samsung. Aside from that, meron din siyang square camera setup which is very different sa mga lumang Samsung Galaxy A-series na budget device with an LED flash and wala na rin tayong fingerprint sensor sa likod. Sobrang linas na niyang tignan ngayon. Sa ibabaw, meron siyang microphone. On the right side, nandito yung kanyang volume rocker and meron din siyang power button guys that doubles as a fingerprint sensor. On the left part, nandito yung kanyang SIM tray guys and don't worry, dual SIM naman siya. Pwede kayong maglagay ng dalawang 4G LTE SIM card at isang micro SD card. And lastly, below, meron siyang headphone jack, isa pang microphone, USB Type-C charging cable, and ang speaker grill. Anyway, wala naman ako naging problema guys dito sa kanyang fingerprint sensor. Mas nagustuhan ko siya actually now kaysa dati na laging located sa likod. To be honest, mas consistent siya ngayon and mas accurate kaysa doon sa mga past A-series na budget device. Before we talk about guys yung kanyang display, may na-notice lang ako sa device na to habang ginagamit ko siya nung mga nakaraang araw. Budget phone siya na medyo may kabigatan actually and medyo may kakapalan. And to be exact, it weighs 205 grams na merong 8.9mm thickness. And syempre, budget device to, it's made of polycarbonate plastic and even yung kanyang frame. So yeah, that's everything that you need to know guys para sa kanyang pinaka-overall physical appearance. Let's talk about naman yung kanyang display. To be honest, okay na okay ako dito sa kanyang bagong design na ginawa ng Samsung. Medyo na-disappoint lang ako dito sa kanyang display. Meron siyang 6.5 inches IPS LCD panel na merong 720 by 1600 pixels resolution. So obviously, meron lamang siyang HD plus resolution. And for the price that I paid for this smartphone, again, 9,990 pesos, medyo hindi siya masyadong makatarungan. To be honest, kung bibili ka ng smartphone sa ibang brands na ang presyo ay 10,000 pesos, may mabibili na kayo na merong 6 gig of RAM at meron pang Full HD plus resolution. Again guys, uulitin ko, display ang una-una nating agad nakikita, napapansin sa isang smartphone. Kaya importante na kahit na budget device pa yan, as much as possible sana, Full HD Plus na sana. But anyway, for a Samsung display, okay naman siya. It still has accurate colors. There are times lang na kulang siya sa brightness, especially nga under direct sunlight kasi again, yun naman talaga yung ibinibigay ng mga display na naka-IPS lang. Also, kung mapapansin nyo guys, it's already 2021 pero notch pa rin ang meron tayo dito sa Samsung Galaxy A12. Yes guys, medyo nakakagulat din itong part na to pero wala tayong magagawa, ganun talaga. And yung notch na yon ay merong 8 megapixels na front camera. Aside from that, you might notice na medyo may kakapalan ng konti yung side bezels niya, especially yung chin niya sa ilalim. Syempre, sa ilalim kasi chin nga, hindi naman pwedeng sa ibabaw, di ba? Ngayon ko lang na-realize yung sinabi ko. Anyway, since nasa front camera na nga tayo, usapang camera naman ito. Actually, marami siyang camera, 4. And to be exact, meron siyang 48 megapixels main camera na merong f2.0 aperture, 5 megapixels f2.2 aperture ultra-wide angle lens, a 2 megapixels macro lens, and a 2 megapixels depth sensor na parehas na merong f2.4 aperture. As expected guys, for a budget device, okay naman yung set of cameras na meron tayo. Hindi ako magrereklamo dahil ganito naman lagi. 4 na camera, hindi mawawala ng depth sensor at macro lens. Lalong-lalo na Samsung device yan. For the front camera, as usual for a Samsung device, meron kayong option to use the wide and ultra-wide angle lens kahit na isa lang yung kanyang front camera. And both the front and rear camera guys, pwede kayong mag-shoot ng 1080 at 30 FPS. In fairness naman, doon sa sample video natin guys, and even doon sa sample photos taken by the 8 megapixels front camera, hindi naman niya ako din-disappoint kahit na 8 megapixels lang yung meron tayo. Malinaw pa rin and kitang-kita mo yung clarity and quality ng mga photos and videos taken by the Samsung Galaxy A12. And it is surprisingly good for a budget device. Dito, malinaw talaga at maganda yung subject to background separation. So, itry naman natin ng nakapatay yung ilaw. Here's another sample video na nakapatay yung ating dalawang softbox light. And to be honest, okay naman siya. Actually, nag-expect ako na medyo noisy yung quality ng video natin, but okay siya ha, in fairness. Usapang rear cameras naman guys, actually okay naman yung mga photos taken by the 48 megapixels main camera. And to be honest, nagulat din ako kasi consistent yung quality na binigay nung wide and ultra-wide angle lens. Kaso lang medyo hindi ko nagustuhan yung subject to background separation kapag ginagamit na natin yung depth sensor niya or yung live focus option. It's not as good as I thought it is going to be. Nakukulangan ako ng konti sa kulay at medyo undersaturated siya. Anyway, usapang performance naman tayo. To be honest, since 6 GB of RAM nga yung nabili kong smartphone, actually wala akong naging problema sa kanya in terms of multitasking, switching between applications. It's fast enough para doon sa presyo na binayaran ko sa kanya. I'm not sure lang guys if it will still be the same kapag bumili kayo ng lower variant niya na 4 GB of RAM which cost 7,990 pesos. It has the MediaTek Helio P35 na merong 12 nanometer chipset. It also has an octa-core CPU. Syempre, nag-run ako ng Antutu sa kanya guys bago ako nakapag-download ng mga applications at games nung nakaraang araw. At ang naging resulta niya ay actually medyo mababa. It's 109,293. And uulitin ko, for the price that I paid for it na 10,000, mababa talaga siya. At kung maalala nyo yung previous na budget device ng Samsung which is the Samsung Galaxy A10s, it has the MediaTek Helio P22. It definitely did improve kasi syempre from P22 to P35, on paper, malaki talaga yung changes. That's me comparing Samsung device to another Samsung device. But again, if i-compare natin itong phone na to sa mga budget phones na lumabas nung last quarter ng 2020, medyo baka mahirapang humabol yung Samsung Galaxy A12 in terms of gaming sa mga smartphones na sinasabi ko. Gaming is okay, guys. Okay naman. Pwede kayo makapaglaro ng Wild Rift sa kanya. Wala rin naman kaming lag na na-experience sa kanya while playing Wild Rift. It is playable. Pero other games katulad ng Call of Duty and Asphalt 9, may noticeable lag ng konti and medyo baka makasagabal siya sa gameplay nyo at hindi rin ganun ka-smooth yung gaming experience ko. So definitely, etong Samsung Galaxy A12, it's more on for people na casual gamers lang or yung mga hindi ganun kataas na games yung pwede or kayang laruin sa kanya. Ang nagustuhan ko lang sa Samsung Galaxy A12, guys, bago natin pag-usapan yung battery niya, is yung option kasi meron kayo again pagpipilian 4GB RAM na merong 128GB of internal storage or 6GB of RAM with 128GB of internal storage. Kung bibili niyo yung lower variant niya na 7,990 pesos, actually medyo, to be honest, sulit yon kasi 128GB of internal storage na yung meron tayo. Most of the budget phones before, kung maalala nyo, 128GB ang presyohan na niyan, 8,000 to 10,000. And that's not bad. And for that, kung medyo wala kayong budget at gusto nyong bumili nung 7,990 na lower variant niya lang, para sa akin, okay at reasonable naman. For the software, it has the One UI 2.5 based on Android 10. Hindi pa po siya Android 11 and it doesn't have the latest One UI 3.0. But this is already expected, guys, from a Samsung budget device. Meron siyang Dolby Atmos feature pero ito ay magagamit lang natin kapag ginamitan natin siya ng wired or wireless earphones. Meron din siyang dark mode, focus mode, and then yung power button niya, it is also located here sa notification toggle. Actually, lahat na nga ng Samsung ay ganito na. Meron din siyang mga bloatware pero hindi naman siya ganun kadami katulad ng ibang smartphones. Meron na siyang installed Lazada app and YouTube Music. Pero wag kayong mag-alala, meron naman na siyang pre-installed na mga Google Apps and YouTube application. Actually, maganda rin i-suggest, to be honest, sa mga students, yung mga Samsung na budget devices kasi may mga pre-installed na siya ng mga Microsoft applications na pwedeng-pwede at magagamit natin sa school. Now, for the battery. Kaya siguro siya medyo may kabigatan at may kakapalan. Malaki yung meron tayo dito, but not as big as the Samsung Galaxy M51. Meron siyang 5,000 mAh of battery capacity and meron din siyang 15-watt fast charging power brick. Actually, the moment na in-unbox ko siya, syempre, finally charge ko muna siya bago ko siya gamitin in real world. And until now, guys, I think it's my 3rd day na ginagamit itong Samsung Galaxy A12. Na totally gamit na as in ito lang yung ginagamit ko kasi syempre, may iba pa naman akong phones na ginagamit. But during those 3 days, nakapag-gaming review na ako sa kanya, camera test, nakapag B-roll kami, and a bit of social media, I am still left with around 35% of battery life. And imagine niyo na lang yun, guys, 5,000 mAh, it really is a powerful amount of battery for a budget device. Probably dahil na rin 720 pixels resolution lang din ang meron nitong smartphone na to. Charging, to be honest, hindi ko pa siya natetest. Pero ang 15 watt kasi, guys, mabagal siya para sa isang smartphone na may 5,000 mAh of battery capacity. Hindi tayo nanguhula, guys, pero most of the smartphones na may 5,000 mAh of battery capacity na na-review ko the past few months, most probably 2 hours pataas yan tumatagal bago mo siya ma 100% na charge. But again, I don't see it as a problem for as long as malaki ang battery capacity natin. Again, mas okay na mas malaki ang battery capacity kaysa naman maliit ang battery capacity tapos fast charging. Kasi most of the time naman, syempre at the end of the day lang tayo nag-charge bago matulog. So, pagising natin, hindi mo na mamamalayan kung mabilis ba or matagal nag-charge yung device mo kasi most probably fully charged na yan pagkagising mo. This is my opinion lang naman when it comes to budget and mid-range devices. But for flagship, of course, ibang usapan yun. Anyway, that is it for our Samsung Galaxy A12 unboxing and quick review. Again, kung bibilin niyo yung 7,990, para sa akin, it is still worth it kasi 128GB of internal storage pa rin ang makukuha niyo doon. Yun nga lang, you won't get the same performance in terms of multitasking na na-experience ko dito kasi magkaiba po ang ibibigay sa inyo ng smartphone na may 4GB of RAM at may 6 gig of RAM. The only cons that I see here probably guys is yung kanyang display. Because display is one of the most important aspect of a smartphone. Yep, that is it for today's video guys. Umiingay na dahil meron tayong construction dito sa tapat mismo ng ating studio. Kung may mga naririnig man kayo, pasensya na. Again, it's your Tech Girl Mary and see you on my next video. Bye!